welcome on in, everybody, to the Jazz Postgame Report. I'm your host, Addison. Along with me is Blake. And the Jazz picked up another win. They're 8th straight. They beat the Chicago Bulls 113-106 here in what was a very tightly contested ball game. You know, it would be back and forth, run after run. The Jazz went on a 26 run at one point to end the second quarter, which really gave us the upper hand, but the Bulls came fighting back, tied it up in the third quarter, but the Jazz ultimately pulled out with the 7-point victory. The Bulls had a wide-open three-point shot to make it a 2-point game with 9 seconds, couldn't capitalize, and the Jazz win by 7. Another solid performance by Bogdanovich again tonight. I'm sure we'll get into that during the postgame reaction. And Donovan Mitchell shines once again, even though he missed the game on Wednesday. Blake, break it down.
So, I mean, to start off, you got to hand it to the Bulls. Just a fantastic game from them in this one. You just saw them come fighting back time and time again. You know, they were right with us this whole game. And, you know, the score doesn't really tell you how close this game was. I mean, it was down to the wire. And Zach LaVine missed that open three at the end, kind of sealing it. But still, the Bulls, you got to really hand it to him. Thaddeus Young, 25 points. He had Pat Williams, 8. Vucevic was kind of slow in this one. Oh, my
Thaddeus Young. Oh, I'm going to hold you right there, man. Thaddeus Young, man, he came to work tonight. A very underrated piece of that Bulls team. And if you were on our stream, you obviously heard me and Blake praising that heck out of Thaddeus Young. I loved watching him play.
And that left-handed floater is just impossible to stop.
It killed us.
Oh, it did.
And, you know, a lot of it was also without Gobert on the floor when Thaddeus Young was on the floor. But still, 25 points, a very impressive performance out of Thaddeus Young. I mean, I was super impressed with what I saw.
And you also love to see young guys like that go out and just have fantastic nights, you know, regardless of who it is, whether it's on the Jazz or whether it's on another team. But looking at the Jazz, I mean, just overall a great game for the Bulls. But for the Jazz, you had you had issues starting right away for Donovan Mitchell. And he ended up with 26 points in this game, 7 for 21,
he struggled
10 for
early,
10 field goals.
But he pulled it together.
But he did. And
he struggled early, but he pulled it together.
When you miss a game, that is expected. You know, you got to come out slow. It's just kind of how it works, I guess. But Donovan, 26 points, just fantastic. Conley had 13 on the night, 19 for Gobert, as well as 2 blocks. Not as much as 9, but, you know, we'll take it. And then
we'll take it. And Clarkson
absolutely
also had a solid game off the bench. 19 points off the bench, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. And, you know, it's just fantastic.
You know, Clarkson we would be nowhere without Clark. No, we'd be somewhere, but we would be nowhere near where we are today without Jordan Clarkson. There's no doubt about it.
Very, very
Such a valuable piece on the bench. And, you know, in games where we don't particularly shoot the three ball well, we need other guys to step up. And it's really starting to feel like Bogdanovich is starting to get back into his groove. And Bogdanovich had another great night, 18 points. That's back-to-back games with 18-plus points there for Bogdanovich. And he's really utilizing that mid-range game more. It was on Wednesday night against the Grizzlies where we saw that outside shot with 5 made three-pointers. But tonight, it was entirely mid-range. He only hit 1 three-pointer. The other 6-7 baskets were all inside for 2. He played a phenomenal game. So shout out to Bogey. Shout out to Clarkson. You know, just another great win for the Jazz. And it's hard to critique a team when they're on an 8-game win streak. You know, normally it's much easier to, you know, point out on a loss, you know, point out, you know, in a very tight game.
It's nitpicking. For sure.
It's nitpicking. And, you know, that's what we got to do when we're on an 8-game win streak. So if it feels like we're talking about something, you know, ridiculous or something like that normally wouldn't be talked about, that's why, you know, but that, you know, bogey is not something, you know, bogey mid-range is not something we talk about on a post-game report a lot, but he's really utilizing it, and it's improving his game massively. And when you're in a slump, you've got to get something to work, right?
And he's done it.
And obviously his three-point shot was not falling before, but now it's going to that mid-range, which will then in turn open up the three-point shot, and he's going to get it back. I can almost 100% guarantee you bogey's out of his slump. Bogey has come to work, and, you know, and I think Mitchell, you know, he struggled. A lot of the Jazz struggled tonight, you know.
They did. They definitely did.
Not Bogey. Mitchell struggled here early in this one. He couldn't get anything to go. He couldn't get a bag of chips to start the game. And in the second half, he started pulling up from the hash mark and started delivering. You know, then you had Mitchell, who was slamming down dunks and making crazy reverse layups as well. Mitchell came to work. later on in the game really corrected his mistakes on the first half. And, I don't think I have anything else to nitpick. Do you? I mean,
No,
I
I
thought it was
don't. I
another
mean,
good
it was
by the
just
Jazz. And,
it was well rounded for
yep.
the Jazz. They adjusted, they got it done, and just a good win.
And the Jazz next game is tomorrow against the Magic. The Magic have Dwayne Bacon and Michael Carter Williams left from their starting lineup. It is a completely new one other than that. Obviously, after trading Vucevic to the Bulls, which we saw tonight, he had a very struggling night. Then Evan Fournier and then Aaron Gordon, obviously, to the Denver Nuggets. But
Still tough.
they won two straight. They beat the Clippers and the Pelicans. This is not a game the Jazz can go, oh, well, it's the Magic. They have nobody. We're dominant at home. Blah, 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 blah. Let's just focus on the Mavericks game on Monday. No. Come out, make a game plan, and let's get a nice back-to-back homestand victory against the Magic tomorrow. That's going to wrap it up for the post-game report on the Jazz. I don't know if you guys did enjoy it. Make sure to smash the like button and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss when we upload anything here on the Jazz Huddle. We'll be live tomorrow for the Jazz and Magic Live play-by-play reaction at 8:50 Eastern Time, so we hope to see you guys in there. And that's going to wrap it up from us. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Jazz and Mavericks.